Hello, everyone, and welcome to our new student welcome that we have here tonight. We're really happy to have you here. My name is Adam Novotny. I am a program coordinator from our Office of Student Life, helping here with new student programs. So ready to welcome you all to our UW Green Bay campus. What we have here tonight in store is we have a number of presentations that will begin our night. From different offices and departments around campus, because we want you to be well informed as you get started here at UW Green Bay. You may have noticed that I did start the recording for this session, so we will be recording this session tonight, and it will be going onto the GB Orientation website, where if you miss any parts, you'll be able to go back and check on it. Also, for those who weren't able to join us tonight, they'll be able to see it as well. So, following our presentations, we will have student ambassadors who will be getting to know you a little bit better through some breakout rooms, and then having a panel to be able to answer your questions before we close for the night. So all in all, we're really excited to have you here and be able to introduce you to all the services, the individuals that we have here at UW Green Bay. I do want to start off with a land acknowledgement for UW Green Bay. So we at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay acknowledge the First Nations people who are the original inhabitants of the region. The Ho-Chunk Nation and the Menominee Nation are the original first people of Wisconsin, and both nations have ancient historical and spiritual connections to the land that our institution now resides upon. Today, Wisconsin is home to 12 First Nations communities, including the Oneida Nation of Wisconsin, Forest County Potawatomi, the Ojibwe Nation communities, the Stockbridge-Munsee Band of the Mohicans, and the Brothertown Indian Nation. So we acknowledge the First Nations people of Wisconsin. Next, I just wanted to outline some of the things here in Microsoft Teams, understanding this may be the first time that you may have joined or used Microsoft Teams. It's something that we've become very familiar with at UW Green Bay as we've done more and more virtually. So there are some panels and some buttons that I did want to make you aware of. One is the participants panel, where you can see other people who are joining us tonight. So you'll be able to see our presenters as well as other attendees who are here. There is a chat feature. So when we are looking for questions, you can feel free to ask questions via the chat, or you can also use the hand, which raises and lowers your hand. So we know if you have a question, and you can feel free to ask it by saying it. There are more actions. So in here, it controls some of your other meeting settings. There's the camera button, so that will turn your camera on or off. You're welcome to have your camera on during the presentations, as well as when you have questions to ask any of our other attendees tonight. The microphone button, where you can mute and unmute yourself to be able to ask questions and engage with others here tonight. And then finally, self-explanatory, the leave button. So at the end of the night, when we're all heading out, that's what you'll click to leave our session. So that's a little run through of Microsoft Teams, but of course, we're all learning over time here. So if you have any questions as we go along about Microsoft Teams, feel free to ask us and we'll be happy to help. All right, next thing, we also had some welcomes from some of our administration. So I would like to play that for you now.
Hi, my name is Mike Alexander, and I have the honor of being the Chancellor at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. On behalf of all of our faculty, staff, and students, I want to welcome you as new students to our university. We are thrilled to have you here. I know it's unusual circumstances in which you're beginning your career at UW Green Bay, but we are so happy to have you with us and so happy to have you joining a university that is truly on the rise. We continue to grow as a university. We continue to connect to our community, and we continue to make a difference in our region. We're thrilled to have you a part of that process and to hopefully help you reach your goals and dreams for your education and beyond while you're with us. I also want to thank you for taking a chance, for really pushing yourself to rise above the adversity that's happening in our country right now, specifically with the pandemic. I really appreciate you trusting your education with us. We want to do right by that. And I urge you to take advantage of all of the aspects that a university like Green Bay can provide for you. And know that the support that you get while you're here as a student does not end even once you're done being a student. That once you're a Phoenix, you're always a Phoenix, and you have a network of amazing faculty, staff, and alumni and your current colleagues that will help support you throughout your careers. So best of luck. I look forward to seeing you as you go through your educational journey and hopefully shaking your hand at the end of it. Take care.
Hi, I'm Kate Burns. I'm the Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs here at UW Green Bay. I wanted to take a moment to welcome you to the spring semester. This spring, we're offering courses in a variety of modalities. So we have courses that are online, both synchronous, so that you're meeting all in the same time in a virtual classroom, as well as asynchronous, so you can meet whatever best works with your schedule and complete the work. We also have some courses that are hybrid or blended, so that you are partially online, partially in person, as well as courses that are in person using socially distanced guidelines. So while this semester might be a bit different, a different start to your college career, we are so excited to have you with us. We want to make sure that you get the support that you need. So if you have any questions or concerns at any point, please reach out to your professors. They are here to help you. They are excited about their subject area and wanting to share their expertise with you, and are a great way to make sure you are feeling connected and involved in our university. So welcome again, and I hope that you have a great spring semester.
Good day and welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. We are excited that you have chosen our institution to advance your academic studies. We hope that while you are with us, that you will engage both inside and outside of the classroom environment with our faculty, our staff, and our students. I invite you to participate in our many co-curricular activities, student organizations, student clubs, our Student Government Association, which speaks to our commitment of shared governance, our University Union, which is the hub and living room of our student activities, our University Recreation Center, our Pride Center, our Multi-Ethnic Student Affairs, MESA. As the Vice Chancellor for University Inclusivity and Student Affairs, I champion our institution's commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion. We will do our best to provide you with a transformational experience that will be both life-changing and diverse. Your holistic development is our commitment. And so we also invite you to engage in our Wellness Center, where we have health services and mental health services to ensure your well-being as a student at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. This pandemic has provided us with some incredible challenges, but our institution has stepped up to the plate to ensure in our variety of modalities that we provide you with the best student experience possible. Thank you again for joining the Phoenix family, and remember, once a Phoenix, always a Phoenix.
Right, and with that, we're going to move into our presentations that we have tonight. We have a number of guests who will be joining us from around campus. What we would like to do is be able to show you who these individuals are on campus who can help support you on your journey here as you're a UW Green Bay student. And as Dr. King talked about in his video, the Wellness Center. It's something that a lot of people have on their mind right now with health and wellness. So we will actually be starting with the Wellness Center. I will pull up your presentation.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm Amy Henniges, and I'm the Director of Counseling and Student Support in our Wellness Center. And I want to spend a few minutes telling you about our counseling services in the Wellness Center, and then my colleague, Michelle, is going to tell you next about the medical services. So I just want to be sure everybody knows that the majority of services in the Wellness Center are at no extra charge to the student. And on the main campus, we are located in the Student Services building, just down from the bursar's office. I also want to be sure that you're aware of the phone numbers that you can call to set up your initial appointment for counseling. We have two different numbers, one for Green Bay and Marinette students as listed here, and another number for the Manitowoc and Sheboygan students. And don't worry about writing these down. You can simply go to our website and find those numbers again and the links of how to get things started for your first appointment. So next, I just want to spend a few minutes on the next slide telling you about our counseling services. We do a lot of one-on-one counseling with students. In fact, we've been doing most of our appointments virtually using Microsoft Teams. We have a team of licensed professional counselors. We are also the one place on campus, the Wellness Center, that you can come to anonymously report a sexual assault, and we will definitely provide support and help you through those situations, as well as domestic violence situations. A couple of our counselors are certified in alcohol and other drug assessments, and they can help you with referrals as needed in the community if it's beyond the scope of what they can do on campus. And we also provide crisis intervention for all of our students. So if you're in a particularly tough situation or having a really hard day, please convey urgency when you call for an appointment, and we will do our best to get you scheduled to talk with a counselor on that very same day. We're also offering skills workshops and group counseling by referrals through the counselors. And we do have an MSW intern also working with us this academic year, and she's a great addition to our team, and you may have a chance to work with her as well. So there's really no issue too big or too small. We can either help you directly or help refer you to a service in the community that can help you. Again, the cost of the counseling services are totally free as part of the tuition dollars you're already paying, and we are open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30 and just closed on weekends and holidays. So my colleague Michelle is going to tell you about our medical services next, and we're excited to have partnered with Prevea Health to provide medical services this academic year.
Thank you, Amy. My name is Michelle Cullen, and I am a nurse practitioner here working through Prevea, but here, as she said, jointly with UWGB at the Health and Wellness Center, and also very excited to be part of this. The Health and Wellness Center is in the same office building as the counselors. So again, as she had mentioned earlier, Student Services building down from the bursar's office. The medical center here is open during the school year, essentially from mid-August through mid-May, and closed on holidays, but the hours are, and they vary a little bit, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to 4:30, and Tuesday, Thursday are 9:30 to 5:30, but there are some Saturday morning hours offered from 8 to noon. So the types of things, we are a medical clinic, so the types of things that you can call to schedule an appointment for are any type of medical evaluation, should you need a physical, a wellness exam, urgent type of illnesses or injuries, contraceptive care. We do have low-cost medications, immunizations, and lab services that we can offer. The cost for the medical services is free. So coming in for the office appointment itself, there again is no charge for that. If certain labs or screening tests are going to be required, there is immunizations, I should say, as well, and the medications, there is a charge for that. Again, the medications are going to be a much lower cost than what you would pay usually at the pharmacy type thing. And there are things that can be submitted to insurance as well. But like I say, office visit itself is free, but certain evaluations with laboratory testing, meds, or immunizations, there may be a cost that you can pay cash, credit, debit, or check, or possibly submitted to insurance, and we can kind of help you figure that out when you're here. There are several services that Prevea offers to you, and I would encourage you, as Amy said, to log on to that website and just kind of peruse and get familiar with it. Prevea offers after-hours meeting that if something comes up middle of the night, you have question, concern, there is somebody you can call to help give you advice. We offer virtual care, which is actually a visit that's basically done via the computer, and sometimes you can get by with that without having to actually go in for an appointment or to be seen. There are urgent cares in the area offered for students at Green Bay and branch campuses that can be utilized. I'll have you advance this slide, maybe two if you could, Adam. Now one more. I guess the one thing that I just want, I'm sorry, go back one. So just to understand that one very important thing that you'll need to do is sign up for a MyPrevea account. This is going to be very important for you, especially with COVID testing and that sort of thing. Any type of COVID testing that's going to be done needs to be scheduled through the MyPrevea app or on MyPrevea on your computer. If you're living on campus, you will have to have weekly testing. What you would do is you would go to MyPrevea, you would look for COVID-19. Here's a screenshot of it. You would go down to UWGB and then you would complete the symptom checker. And for that routine screening, you're going to pick surveillance. That means you're just coming in for routine testing. Should you have symptoms of COVID, which are on the next slide, you're probably well familiar with those. You're going to have to fill out your symptom checker. And should you have symptoms of COVID, that's going to result in just a little bit different test called a PCR test, which we actually do at the Wellness Center. The surveillance, weekly surveillance testing is done at the Crest Center. But if you are symptomatic, that will require you to come to the Wellness Center here at Student Services and have that PCR test. So again, you're familiar with the signs and symptoms of COVID: fever, chills, cough, headache, fatigue, muscle aches, loss of sense of smell or taste. Should you have any of those symptoms, please stay home. Fill out your symptom checker, get tested, be in touch with the COVID response team, and please continue to do our part. Good hygiene, keep your social distance, gather only in small groups, make sure you're wearing your face mask as you're supposed to. Those are going to be the things that we can do to try to keep our campus going and get things back to somewhat normal. So that is all that I have for you. Unless anybody has any specific questions, please enter those in the chat. I know it was a lot of information, so please, like I say, just peruse that website. Lots of great information on there. And if nothing else, you can always give us a call at a later time too if you have something more specific. Otherwise, I'll give it back to you, Adam.
Right. Thank you very much, Amy and Michelle. Yeah, if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand for Amy or Michelle, or drop it in the chat. Give it a little bit. Right, and Amy and Michelle, so the hours, if people are looking to contact the Wellness Center, is it just typical 8 to 4:30 on a Monday through Friday? Any weekend hours?
Go ahead, Amy.
So it's 8 to 4:30 for counseling every day, and then it's Prevea also has the medical hours open till 5:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and offers medical care on Saturday mornings from 8 till noon.
Thank you. And we had a question come in of, will you be offering vaccines to students?
Well, I think at this point, and again, things are changing always kind of rapidly, but as of right now, are you referring to COVID vaccines or just other types of wellness vaccines?
I mean, I would think right now, let's say COVID vaccines.
Okay. I guess I assume that, but the COVID vaccine, again, as far as I know, I mean, you're going to still we have to follow the state protocol as far as the categories of when people can be tested. And at this point, I don't know exactly where students will be falling in that category. From what I know, Prevea does have a clinic set up, a vaccination clinic. UWGB is hosting that. It is over in the Crest Center. It started yesterday. When it is your category time to be able to get the vaccine, you will be able to sign up via MyPrevea. And you'll be able to schedule that appointment. Again, the appointments, that's why that MyPrevea app is so important, because that's how you will be scheduling that vaccine when it is available to you. I would imagine that when that time comes up, the university or, the news or Prevea itself will, get that message out there so that people know when they can get in and get vaccinated. Yes, flu shots are available now.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the information. If people have other questions, best way to reach you just through the website, using the contact information there. Oh, Amy, you're muted.
Or call our main number that's also on the website, 465-2380. We'll be happy to help you out.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, next, we're going to move to Dr. Lowry, who is here to talk to us about specifically student success and navigate what exactly that means to you as students, why you should know about them. So welcome.
Thank you, Adam. There's so much pressure on this moment right now to see if after all of these months I can actually work teams with the pressure of this moment. I think I may have actually done it. I'm going to let Adam chime in and let me know if you guys can actually see my screen.
Yep, looks good.
Awesome. So welcome, everybody. My name is Vince Lowry. I'm the Director of Student Success at Engagement. I've been here a little bit more than a decade, started as a history professor, moved into this role in the spring of 2019. And I want to just say, before I dive into what will be a very brief presentation, I feel your excitement right now. Going back all the way to the summer of 1996, when I started my undergraduate studies, I felt the same sense of excitement and nervousness, right? It's understandable to be a little nervous, and the idea is that this session is going to begin to equip you with a lot of information. But the biggest thing is to begin to connect the dots to people who you're going to hear from today. And I certainly want you to see me as one of those people that can lend a hand whenever you have questions. So I'm going to offer 3 tips for you today that I believe are tried and true. They're proven keys to success, part of the recipe for success. First and foremost, I'm going to have to stop for a second, and my computer has frozen. Oh, there we go. Now I'm moving. My apologies. So number 1, engage the experience. Right. So it goes without saying you want to engage your education. You want to engage your classes. You might be wondering, how do I do that? Well, ask questions. Get to know your professors. Try to meet with them in the first few weeks. Get to know their educational journeys. Learn from them what success looks like in their courses, because it'll vary from class to class. Your education may start in the classroom, though, but it has the potential to reach much further. Think about the connections between your classes, your interests, and your community. This kind of approach heightens your curiosity, which deepens your learning. At the same time, that learning happens outside the classroom, and you heard Dr. King talk about this in his opening video. You engage your education both in and out of the classroom. Outside the classroom, that's through involvement in campus volunteer and employment opportunities, and of course our many student organizations. All chances to connect with peers, pursue interests, and develop skills. Now you might be saying, well, how do we know that? How do we know all those things are going to happen? Because your predecessors, UWGB alums, after they graduated, told us that when they completed the National Survey on Student Engagement. They talked about how those experiences transformed their lives. Particularly transforming for students, and hopefully the PowerPoint will work. It did. Are high impact practices. So you're going to hear a lot about high impact practices over the course of your UWGB journey. Across the landscape of higher education, this is where everybody's attention is pointed right now. We want to get you involved in these at UWGB. The American Association of Colleges and Universities has conducted a whole bunch of studies, and they all tell us the same thing, that high impact practices, first year experiences, first year seminars if you're freshmen, learning communities, writing intensive classes, group projects, undergraduate research, diverse learning experiences, service learning experiences, internships, and senior projects, all those things, some of which might not even be on your radar right now, all of them impact learning, student success, and graduation, right? And Chancellor Alexander talked about greeting you as you cross that stage. On that journey to that moment, we want to be sure that you're looking out for high impact practices. What are recognized as transformative experiences connecting what goes on inside the classroom with what goes on outside the classroom. Speak to your advisor about those opportunities. And of course, as I'll say at the end of this session, you can also come to me to talk about them. Use your tools. Piece of advice number 2. First of all, you're getting a lot of tools tonight in the form of resources, people who are in your corner who want to support you on this journey. Take advantage of those resources, learn about them, connect with them, maximize them. But there's some other tools we often overlook. Email, right? That thing that seemingly, yeah, we're going to use it, but we often neglect it. You know, if you're like me, your inbox starts to pile up. You got to dive in there. Email is going to be our #1 means of communication with you. So it's very important that you begin developing a routine around checking your email. Next week, you're going to get to know Canvas, our online learning system. You want to tinker with it. I'm a big tinkerer. I want to get into something. I want to play around. I want to look around. Once your Canvas page is open, you'll be able to get in. You'll be able to play around, look around, ask questions. These 2 pieces are going to be key to staying on top of things. But Adam already gave you a spoiler, and that is Navigate, our student success app. This is a huge resource for you. So this is something you definitely want to do tonight. If you can, download this app, get it on your phone. This is going to help you house your schedule. It's going to be a place where we're going to share tips like those I'm giving to you tonight for how to be successful. We're going to provide information about upcoming events. You'll be able to use it to schedule appointments with our outstanding learning center. You're even going to be able to use this to find study groups in your classes. This is a critical tool. The name says it all. You want to navigate your UWGB journey? Download Navigate as a key first step. The last thing, everybody who knows me, they know this phrase is coming whenever I talk about tips that are for success. Build your squad. College can make us feel like we're on this journey by ourselves. You think about studying, you think about being in front of a computer right now, taking your classes. If it's an asynchronous class like Provost Burns referenced, right? You might feel like you're on your own, but college is not meant to be that way. You're surrounded by people who are on this journey with you. And the thing I love about participating in these events is that they scream that support. How much we've got your back. Your peers, your professors, your staff, the staff. If you have a campus job, your supervisor. People you can lean on for support. Turn to with questions, who can share their experiences, who are in this with you. No one gets through college alone. Raise your hand. Ask others. Lean on others. Support each other. We're all on this journey with you. Let us join you. Let us support you. Let us cheer you on. The last thing I'll say, and this is probably the briefest I've been in a long time, I invite you to check in with me after the first 2 weeks. You've got my UWGB email address. You've got my phone number. Reach out to me after the first 2 weeks. Let me know how it's going. I want you to understand if you come away from tonight, you're thinking, oh, I want to build my squad. You've already got one person on your squad in me. I want to hear from you. I want to learn about your experiences. And so please mark on your calendars after those first 2 weeks. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about how this semester is going. Let's find out the ways that I can support you on your UWGB journey. So I'm going to turn it back over to Adam, and hopefully I've stopped sharing my screen now. I'm going to let Adam tell me whether or not I have. I don't know if I've talked longer than I realize. If anybody has any questions.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions for Dr. Lowry?
Again, welcome to UW Green Bay. We are so excited to be a part of this journey with you. And again, circle your calendars. I can see the participants. I want you guys to reach out to me. I want to hear about what your journey's like after these first 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Well, if you don't have questions now, hopefully in 2 weeks when you're checking back in, you'll have some questions or maybe just some tidbits of what you've learned over those 2 weeks. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vince, for presenting tonight. We appreciate it. We are going to move now to Alyssa Warpinski, who is joining us to talk about GBOS and the importance that GBOS can play in helping you also navigate your time here at UW Green Bay. So welcome, Alyssa.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I saw something pop up in the chat, so I just want to check. Oh, Vince sent a link. Thanks, Vince. My name is Alyssa Warpinski, and I manage the Green Bay one-stop shop. We call it GBOS. Many of you have probably interacted with GBOS at some point. We really help students through their entire college career. So from when you are a prospective student thinking about applying or maybe visiting campus, we work with the admissions office, and then we work with the academic advising office to help you get an appointment with an advisor for your first semester registration. We work with the financial aid office. So if you were selected for verification or you had any questions on your aid offer, you probably reached out to us at GBOS. And then quite frankly, all through your time as a student, anything having to do with registration, applying for graduation, question about transcripts, we're all of it. We're also kind of the place that if you don't know where to go, you can come to us. If we don't know the answer, which we probably do know the answer, but if we don't, we know who to go to, and we know who to direct you to. So if, for example, Vince is the best person to help answer your question, we're going to say, Vince is your guy, and we're going to get you his contact information and try to connect you with him. We're that place. So if you don't know where to go or you don't even know what your question is, you're just confused, come to GBOS. That's what we are there for. We are there to help you through those questions. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to somebody and I say, well, what kind of questions do you have? And they say, I don't know. And we just kind of talk about it and we figure it out. That's what we're there for. I do have a little PowerPoint, which I'm going to try and share. It's nothing too fancy, but hopefully I can figure it out. I don't know how to do this. I've never shared a PowerPoint before. You know what? It's really nothing special. So quite frankly, I'll just talk. And if you've got questions, you can let me know. So the top things that I want you to know right now about starting classes next week, first of all, and most important thing, the first day of classes is Monday, January 25th. That is next Monday. There's always confusion over when the first day of classes is. It's Monday. That's good. Now, that doesn't mean that all of your classes will meet or have something that you need to do on Monday. You'll need to look at each one of the courses that you're enrolled in and determine how that class is set up. A lot of that information is going to be available either in SIS or in Canvas once you have access to it. And I know Vince just mentioned Canvas, and you may not have too much experience with the Canvas environment, but it's like the online platform where we do our course information. You probably can't see anything right now. If you log into Canvas, maybe a class or two, but instructors actually publish the material for the courses in Canvas, usually closer to when classes actually start. So right now, if you are enrolled in the class in SIS, you are good to go. That's all you need to worry about right now. So right now, what I would encourage you to do is log into SIS, look at your schedule, look to see when the classes are scheduled. Are they in-person classes that you're going to have to be on campus in a specific room at a specific date and time? Are they some sort of virtual modality? Does the virtual modality have a specific meeting time? Look at those things now and figure that out rather than waiting until Monday. That information should be in SIS and you should be able to see that. If you can't find it or you need help finding it, feel free to reach out to GBoss. We are available to answer those questions. That's what we're here for. So that's the first thing, is make sure that you review your schedule for the semester and make sure that you understand kind of where you need to be and when for those things. The next thing that I want to talk about is if you are planning to use financial aid, which is not everybody, but the majority of students, I would say, are expecting to use financial aid. Nobody has had their financial aid applied to their spring charges yet. That will not happen until a couple of business days before the first day of classes. That's true every semester, so it's not just this spring or that because it's your first semester. It's always a couple of business days before classes start. So if your financial aid is all ready to go, everything is set, the first day we are going to try and disperse that to your account is actually this week, Thursday, the 21st. So Thursday, January 21st would be the first day financial aid may be applied to your charges. Now, how do you know if that happens? Well, you're going to want to keep an eye on your SIS account. Right on that homepage, when you first log in and it says Alyssa Student Center, you will see a box that has your charges for the semester, which should be posted based on what you're enrolled in. The easiest thing to do is just look at that box, and if you see that balance go down or go away, you can probably assume that your financial aid has been posted to your account. Another way would be to review your account activity in SIS. It's a drop-down in the finances section. GBoss can walk you through where to go to look at that, and then once you have it up, kind of what to look for, we can kind of walk you through that. Every student account is a little bit different, so we generally need to ask you some information to make sure we have up the right student, so we're giving you the right information. If your financial aid is ready to go and it disperses towards your charges on Thursday and you have more aid than you have charges, so there's an extra amount of aid left over, if that's you, that amount is going to get issued as a refund to you. The very first day that that will be available to you is going to be the first day of classes, which if you were listening when I first started talking, you would know that that's Monday, January 25th. I know all of you knew the answer to that, so it's all good. I would highly recommend signing up for electronic refunding. It's kind of like direct deposit for your refund. Whenever the refund is ready, the bursar's office or the student billing office just puts that money into your account. Otherwise, if you do not have electronic refunding set up, they would print a paper check for you and then mail it to whatever address is listed in SIS. You can sign up for electronic refunding anytime before your financial aid posts in order to make it count for this semester. So you still have plenty of time to get that account information in SIS. The student billing webpage has step-by-step directions on how to sign up for that if you are interested in that. And again, GBoss can direct you to that information if you need help with that. The only other thing that I did want to make sure to point out, scholarships for this current semester are likely already all handed out to students, but the application for next school year is open and it has a priority deadline of February 15th. So that date is coming up soon. On the financial aid scholarships webpage, there is a form that you can fill out. And basically for the institutional scholarships, so the scholarships through UW Green Bay, you fill out one application and then you've kind of got your name in the running for all of them. So it's not like you have to fill out 50 applications for our university scholarships. That is the quickest and dirtiest version of what I think you need to know to start classes on Monday. If you've got questions, you can certainly put them in the chat. If it's something that is specific to you as a student, I will probably ask you to contact GBOS just so that we can verify your information, bring you up in SAS, and make sure we're giving you accurate information. I will put the GBOS contact information in the chat as well. We have limited in-person availability. We are asking that you sign up for an appointment to come in if you want to see us. We don't always have a staff available, and I'd hate for you to show up on campus and not have somebody there. So if you want to come to campus, sign up for an appointment. Otherwise, we have virtual availability, so phone, email, a virtual meeting, anytime, most times between 7:45 a.m. And then we do staff until 5:30 p.m.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, if anyone has questions, I can attest that they're called the Green Bay One-Stop Shop for a reason. So even if you don't think you know what question you might have, they're a good place to go and they'll be able to help figure out what that question may be. So next, I want to turn to Kim Lintner, who's here to talk about academic advising and the importance that they'll play in your time here. And you may be saying, I got my classes figured out for spring. So academic advising, what do I need to know? I'll turn it over to you, Kim.
All right, thank you. So hi everyone again. My name is Kim Lintner and I am the Assistant Director of Academic Advising and Retention here at the university. And so today I'm just going to talk to you briefly about what academic advising is and how your advisor can assist you, as well as how you can go about meeting with us. I don't have a fancy PowerPoint either, so I can just talk to you a little bit about how we can assist you. But I think when most people hear the term academic advisor, they automatically think, oh, that's who helps me pick my classes, which yes, we absolutely can help you do that. But we also do so much more. I like to think of academic advising as kind of a choose your own adventure experience. We want you to be in the driver's seat of your education. You make all of the decisions and choose what directions you want to go. And we, as your advisor, just let you know what your options are and help guide you through that journey. We can help you understand things like your requirements that you need for your majors and your degree. We can help you learn a little bit about some of the resources that you can get connected to that exist for supporting your student success. And we can inform you about different opportunities that you might want to take advantage of. So ultimately, we give you your options and then you decide which ones to pursue, and we continue to guide you throughout that process. So some of those options or things that we will discuss with you, in addition to helping you choose classes and create a schedule, we can also help you with adjusting your schedule. So if after you've already enrolled in classes, you feel like you want to make some changes or adjustments, there are deadlines for that, but we can help you talk through those processes and what your options are that you want to explore for your schedules. We also help students understand how the classes that they're taking meet requirements for things, like I said, for their majors, minors, their degree, including general education. And that's how we assist in keeping students on track for their personal timeline to graduate. Our advisors are also well trained in our online systems like SAS, similarly to like GBOS can assist with as well. So we can help you navigate that platform. And another great thing that we can help students with is getting you connected to those resources as well. So while we as advisors are not necessarily tutors or doctors or librarians, we can get you connected to the people that are and the places that offer services to help you succeed. We understand that sometimes you as students might not know where to go for help. And we, as your advisors, similarly to GBOS, can link you up with options that you have for assistance. And lastly, and probably one of my favorite things to talk to students about is major exploration in terms of what your options are of the different majors, minors, emphases, and certificates that you can pursue. We as advisors know that there are tons of ways that you can tailor your education to being exactly what you want it to be. But maybe you didn't know that, or perhaps you're unsure where to start in that exploration. And so we want to help you do that. A little quick personal story of mine to share. When I started college, I changed my major 5 times in my first 3 semesters. I know that some of you are thinking, whoa, that's a lot. And if any parents are listening here, might be a little floored by that number too. But anyway, the key parts to my major exploration was staying in close contact with my advisor. I met with her every semester to make sure that the classes I was taking to explore my options were also meeting requirements for me to graduate. So my advisor helped me stay on track, and that's kind of how I got into advising as well. I really wanted to be able to help students do that in their educational journey. And so if you're coming into the spring semester set on whatever major you want to pursue, or maybe you have no clue what you want to pursue and are undecided, we encourage you to keep your options open and have those exploratory conversations with your advisor, because we don't want you to miss out on your opportunities to get the most out of your time here. So in a large nutshell, I guess that is what academic advising can do for you. And I'm sure some of you may be wondering, who is my advisor and how do I meet with them? Well, some of you have already met with your advisor and picked out classes or registered, so you can continue to work with that person. But if you haven't met with an advisor yet, or maybe you're unsure who that is, they are listed on your homepage of SIS when you log in. On the right-hand side, there's a box that says Program Advisor, and the individual should be listed there if you want to check that out. Otherwise, you are always welcome to email or call us with questions, and I'll put our contact information in the chat when this is done. And our contact information is also on the advising website. Otherwise, if you have several questions you want to ask and you want to set up a full advising appointment, which this spring are going to be virtual or by phone, you can either call GBOS, email our general advising email address, which I'll put in the chat, or by downloading the Navigate student app that Dr. Lowry introduced already. So that's all that I have today. On behalf of the academic advising team, I want to welcome everyone again to the university, and we're really excited to be working with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat and I can answer.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, as Kim mentioned, if you have questions, and as Dr. Lauer was talking, I hope you feel like your squad is building, you know, after each person goes. More and more people are here to support you and here to help you along your way. So there are a lot of resources. Don't feel overwhelmed. You can watch this again later on. You can feel free to reach out to anyone who's presenting tonight to be able to help assist you as you get started here at UW Green Bay. Thank you for putting the information in there, Kim. If there are no questions, we will continue to move on. Next, we're going to be welcoming James, who's talking to us about the student accessibility services. Accessibility is very important as you come in, making sure that you have all the needs met for accessibility. So James, if you'd be able to take it away and let us know what the student accessibility services can do for them.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. And like everyone was saying, welcome to UW Green Bay. I'm excited to virtually meet you, and I'm really hoping in the future that we'll be able to get to do this in person. My name is James Zarling. I'm the accommodations coordinator in the Student Accessibility Services office. So I don't have a PowerPoint, but I am going to share a little bit of our website, which will have our contact information and some great information for everybody. And so, as long as technology cooperates with me, you should all be seeing our website. So if you go to UW Green Bay, you can either type in Student Accessibility Services, or you can do uwgb.edu/SAS, and that'll take you right to our website. So right here on the front page, you can see our contact information. There's our office hours, our email. Like everyone was saying, I encourage everybody to get in touch with us if they have any questions. Some people might be asking themselves right now, what is student accessibility services? What we do is we provide academic accommodations for students with diagnosed disabilities. And so those can be anything from physical disabilities such as, deaf and hard of hearing, to students that have mobility issues, and a wide gamut of different disabilities. We also work with mental health disabilities, so students that have anxiety, depression, any kind of mental health disability we work with as well. And actually, that's the largest population that we serve. So that's what we do, is we work with different academic accommodations. There is no set list of what an accommodation is. It can be anything from extended test taking time to distraction reduced ability. Students that need different things for the classroom, we will meet with them, we'll work with their professors and provide necessary and reasonable accommodations for folks. So how do you do that? Well, that's why I'm showing you our website. It's got the best resources for everyone. They can also reach out to me. I work with all of our incoming students in the incoming process. I'm very happy to talk to students, to talk to parents, to talk to anybody, really. But if you look over here, our very first link is applying for academic accommodations. So if you click that, the first link under that is how do you apply? And so that'll take you to our website right here. And there's our 3 easy steps to apply for academic accommodations. We do not have any deadlines for students. They can apply at any time. We work with incoming transfer students. We work with first semester freshmen. We work with last semester seniors that are getting ready to graduate. No timeline at all. The only caveat is that we can't work in the past. And so we can only work once you apply going forward. But we would be happy to do that. So there's the 3 easy steps right there. Students submit an application, they submit some documentation, and they'll meet with either myself or our director, Lynn Nemi. So those are our 3 easy steps. We work with all different students at any time. I welcome any questions that folks have. The only thing that we don't do is we don't work with temporary accommodations. So if students have a broken arm for a couple weeks or a broken leg, something like that, we don't work with temporary things. We work with permanent disabilities. And so the nice part is the person you'll be hearing from next, that office would be happy to help you with those temporary accommodations. So that was pretty short. That's pretty sweet. But those are the essential things that we do. I'd be happy to answer any questions that folks have about student accessibility services.
All right. Thank you, James, for sharing the website too, for where people can go to find more information. Would you be able to drop your information or Lynn's in the chat in case they have any follow-up questions?
Absolutely, I will do that.
Thank you so much. And as James talked about, our next presenter is the Dean of Students at UW Green Bay. So I'd like to introduce Mark Olkowski to talk more about the Dean of Students office.
Thank you, Adam. Pleasure to be here. And I'll see if I can get my PowerPoint up and running. Is it not going? There we go. That's right. How's that look, Adam?
We can see it in like presenter mode, but we can see it.
Oh, we'll just switch that. How's that?
Perfect.
All right, and away we go, my friends. Hi, I'm Mark Olkowski. I'm the Dean of Students. I've been at UW Green Bay since 2001, so I've seen the university grow and expand, and appreciate a lot of the changes that we've made that make your student experience a richer one. One thing I've had the opportunity to do is work a lot on how our campus responds to COVID. And so I've been asked to very quickly touch on those, and then I'll talk about what our office does in general. So 2 things we want students to know as you're coming into the university. Number 1 is the daily self-assessment. So if you are a student who lives on campus, or if you're a student who's coming to campus, whether that's a one-time, you're coming in to get your textbooks, for example, or you're actually in one of our hybrid courses or in-person classes, you're physically coming to campus. And it doesn't matter any of the 4 campuses that we have. We ask that you complete a self-assessment. And that is available on our website. So when you actually go to uwgb.edu, you'll see on the very top of the page, the Phoenix Forward Plan. There's a link. You click that, and then there's a nice big green button that says Daily Self-Assessment for Students. And by the way, the employees are doing the same thing. So we're all trying to keep each other safe. What it does is walk you through to make sure that, to check to see if you've got any symptoms. If you actually check the box that says, hey, I've got something going on, it connects you to our Office of COVID Response. They reach out and they help guide you. Okay, here's the next steps for you to do. And they've been a great asset to our students who are just have some questions or trying to figure things out, or they or family members have COVID, and they're unsure of what to do next. The next thing we want you to be aware of is antigen testing. This is available on all 4 of our campuses. On the Green Bay campus, it is available 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And on the other campuses, on our other locations, so Marinette, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan, it is available every other Tuesday. And that schedule will be coming out soon, so you know which campus they're on which Tuesday, as well as which buildings you go to. All of these, as Michelle was talking about earlier when she was talking about the Wellness Center, you will schedule your appointments through the MyPrevea app. So again, you want to, between the MyPrevea app and the Navigate app, those are the things you want to get. For our students who live on campus, you need to be tested once per week. That's for the Green Bay campus only. For Marinette students, you won't have to do that. And that is again scheduled through the Prevea app and takes place at the Crest Center. For commuting students, again, this is all 4 campuses. We are asking that you test once every other week. So every 2 weeks, if you're coming to campus on a regular basis. That could be you're coming to campus once a week for a class. That might be that you have a student employment. And so you're coming to campus for that. All of those reasons, if you're coming on a regular basis, maybe it's just that you're coming to the Green Bay campus to use the Crest Center to work out. That's fine. We want you to do those things and stay healthy. And there's an app for that too, but they'll tell you about that later. But make sure that you are getting those tests every other week. And you'll be asked to put in the date that you actually were last tested in your daily self-assessment. Okay, so that's very quickly some important policies around COVID we want you to know. Now let's talk about what a Dean of Students does. Most common reasons students will contact our office is going to be illness, emergencies, usually like medical stuff, maybe a family thing, or bereavement of loss. Why would the students contact us then? Because we will then, on your behalf, contact your faculty, let them know, hey, this student is going to be out for this approximate amount of time. We don't share a lot of details. So like we might just say, you're going to be out for medical reasons for 10 days. Or we'll leave it open-ended because it might be too soon to know how long it's going to be. Let's say you were in a car accident, which hopefully you won't, but it can happen. Or if there's a loss in the family, we'll let them know that you're out for the next week. So you can take that time, grieve that loss, and move on. That's actually a common student experience, unfortunately. But we have policies to support that. Other reasons you would contact our office, anything related to Title IX. Title IX is a federal gender discrimination law that's been in place since the 70s. This deals primarily with things like sexual harassment, relationship violence. It also applies to expecting parents or new parents. So if you're a new mother or a new father, we will provide flexibility with your courses, give you some resources to help and support you. But also if you're the victim of someone who's sexually harassing you, or if there's been a sexual assault or someone stalking you, a relationship gone bad, know that you can contact our office. We will help and support you. If you want to report sexual assault anonymously, as Amy said at the beginning, you can do that through the counseling center. But if you're seeking services or you want us to work on accommodations, that would also come through our office. Also, you'll get perhaps a Dean of Students request to contact our office or to meet with someone in our office. Usually it's because a faculty member or a staff member has expressed a concern. And they can do that either through our Phoenix Cares website or through Navigate. Speaking of services that we offer, the Phoenix Cares website is a fabulous website, and I will put that in the chat as well. This is a website that is designed to be one-stop shop for kind of the big emergencies in life, stuff that happens outside of campus. So if you don't have enough food, if you're homeless, if you're in a bad relationship, if you need financial assistance and you need emergency funds, all of those kind of resources are available on the Phoenix Cares website. So that if you have a need or someone you know has a need, you can easily give that link to them and you can help them out that way. Also, you have the opportunity to report bias incidents for any of our 4 campuses through our website. We want to know the little things that go on because we know they build into bigger things. Certainly, there's a lot happening in our world right now in terms of bias and discrimination. We want to know what's happening on our campuses so we can address it in a timely manner. We've been doing this for over a decade now, but it's important to us, especially in this day and age, that we know things are happening. So don't be shy and tell us what's happening. That's it from the Dean of Students. I will pass this back to Adam and put some things back into the chat.
Thank you very much, Mark. And if anyone has questions, feel free to, drop those in the chat as well. There we go. And next, we are going to move to Steve Newton, who's joining us from Career Services. You may be thinking, I'm just starting out here. Why do I need to be thinking about Career Services right now? Well, that's exactly why Steve is here, to tell you how Career Services can help you from day one. So welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Adam. Let me pull up my screen for you here. And hopefully you're seeing that now as I am. As Adam mentioned, a lot of times when students, especially new students, hear about Career Services, they often think, well, that's the place I'm going to go in 4 or 5 years when I'm graduating and they're going to help me get a job. That much is true, but there's a lot that goes into it before you get to that point. In order to make a good transition from college into the world of work, there's a lot of preparation that needs to happen, and our office has services to help you with that at every step along the way. It does start oftentimes in that first or into the second year of just figuring out what it is you want to do. So if you're coming into college, you're undecided, or maybe you begin to change your mind about what you thought you were going to do in a semester or two, or you might really know what you want to major in, but you have no idea what kind of job you're going to have after college with that major. Our office has resources to help you with that. So help you figure out what your major and your career path is going to be. That happens through individual career counseling. That means you contact our office, you set up a time with me, one of the other staff. I also teach a career planning course that is on that subject, on career exploration and decision making. There's different assessment tools we have at our disposal, lots of information about occupations to help you research. So in that first year or two, you really want to make sure that you know where you're headed after college. Not only what you're going to major in while you're here, but what you're preparing to do when you leave. And so our office has a role in helping you do that. We also do help students find jobs and internships, and that includes full-time jobs when you're graduating. But even before that, you're going to want to make sure that you do an internship, some kind of substantial experience in your field of interest. And so we've got resources to help you with that. We use something called Handshake. That's our job posting tool, and you'll be able to search for jobs and internships in Handshake. But we also have job and internship fairs every semester. There are employer panels. There's on-campus recruitment that happens. A lot of ways that we're trying to connect you to the opportunities that are out there. We also help you prepare by teaching you some of the professional skills that you need in order to be able to find a job and an internship. And that includes things like resume writing, cover letter writing, interviewing, networking skills. And we do that again through individual appointments, through class presentations, workshops, other types of events that we have on campus, so that during college you're spending time preparing yourself to make that transition into the world of work. For some of you, you might be going into fields that require more education beyond the bachelor's degree. And we do also have services and resources to help you understand how to select and apply to graduate and professional school programs. So if you're going to go on to be a doctor, a lawyer, a counselor, a physical therapist, you need to start preparing for that now by understanding what the requirements are going to be, what kinds of experiences you need to get, the timeline for applying to graduate and professional schools, and we can help you with all of those things. So that's a real quick breakdown of what we do, helping students figure out what their path is going to be, major and career path, getting experience, jobs, internships, building those professional skills, and preparing to go on for more education. You will see on the screen there, our website is there. So really any place from the UWGB website, if you just go to the search feature and type in careers, that'll take you to our website, and you'll find a lot more information there, including all of our contact information. All of our services are available this semester. We're doing everything virtually, all of our programs, appointments, but our full slate of programs is available to students on every campus.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Steve. If anyone has questions, feel free
Welcome.
to raise your hand or throw it in the chat. And likewise, if there's any contact information you would like to put in the chat, Steve, for people to follow up with.
I'll do that. Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right. And next, you get to hear from me for a little bit. So the first thing that I want to talk about is our learning center that we have on campus. Unfortunately, our director from the learning center couldn't be here this evening, but let me get it pulled up here for you all. All right, so the Learning Center wants you to know that these services are all free and ready for you when you need them. So as you come and start classes, and if you find that you are struggling or just needing some support, the Learning Center is here. Right now, there are peer tutors who are virtually available in many subjects. You can find through the Navigate app to be able to find tutors. You can also go to their website in the Learning Center, and that'll help get you there too. There's also online tutoring through what's called BrainFuse. So that with some certified tutors are going to help you with writing assistance as well as different subject tutoring. So know that, you know, if you find that you're needing some help and assistance in a class, that there are those resources available for you. So all you need to do is go to the Learning Center and you'll be able to log in with your UWGB ID and password to be able to get ready and signed up for BrainFuse. Also, there are the professional bilingual academic coach. They have remote sessions available, so the coaching can help develop those appropriate study skills and learning techniques that are needed to help thrive in college. And once again, these services are free. You can visit the Learning Center website that's there, or you can also email the ST Tutor email that's there on the screen right now, and they'll be able to help get you connected so that you get the academic support that you need and something that will help you thrive. Right. And if you have questions, certainly we can help get you connected to the Learning Center, get you connected to Sherry, who's the director there, and the staff who would be happy to help. Next, what I want to talk about is our university union and student activities. So Dr. King talked about in the video, it is like the living room of campus, and that's regardless if you are in person or if you're remote. So I will next pull up for you our guidebook that is available on our GB orientation website. So this guidebook was put together for you students as you're starting out the semester. It has resources that have been talking tonight, as well as some who weren't able to join us tonight, so you can find even more information. It's available on the resources tab for our GB orientation website. And when you go into the table of contents, you'll see some that were here tonight and others who aren't, and you can easily go and find out more information about them. So for right now, we're going to talk about our university union and the different departments that are in our university union. There's our Phoenix bookstore, And you can also go to their website if you're looking for buying textbooks, looking for UWGB apparel, and any other merchandise. The University Ticketing and Information Center is the hub of our University Union. It's where you would go to take your ID photo. You can pick up your ID. You can load dining and pass points onto your ID as well. There's also a variety of other things that happen there. So be sure to be familiar with their UTIC. They'll be able to help guide you to where you need to go in our University Union. There's also our UW Credit Union that's available in our University Union, that if you're needing if you have financial questions, they'd be able to help answer some of those. They have free ATMs on campus around the state. They're happy to help educate students about setting up checking accounts or savings accounts, anything of that regard. So make sure to be familiar with the UW Credit Union that's in the union. Also in our University Union, there's Commuter Life. So if you will be commuting this spring, become familiar with our Commuter Lounge that's on the first floor, as well as different programs and events that happen throughout the semester geared towards commuting students. There's our Multi-Ethnic Student Affairs Office. So they put on educational programs. It's also an area for students to go and lounge. They promote advising to students as well as just getting connected and seeing how students are doing. So you can find that on the lower level of our University Union, as well as our Phoenix Club, where there's another lounge space for students. They have billiards, video games, even food that you can buy there. Our Pride Center, also located in our lower level of our University Union. Right now they're doing a lot of engagement through Discord. So they're doing virtual engagement without having the suite quite open this spring, but hopefully opening soon. Our Student Government Association is very active. You'd be able to find them in our University Union. And then our Student Life Good Times programming to help put on events throughout the year and get you connected and supported on campus as well. And then there's dining. So dining, you'll find a number of different areas in our University Union that you'd be able to use your dining plan, and it goes right into the different kinds of dining and meal plans. So you may have already picked out your meal plan, or in the future, you may be looking to pick a meal plan when you are on campus. So be familiar with what your options are for using your meal plan, both in the union as well as in other areas of campus. With your ID card, there's pass points that you can add on to your ID card. And so you can use those not only on campus, but you can use them off campus as well at a variety of vendors. So it includes gas stations, festival foods for grocery shopping, Noodles and Company if you're wanting some noodles, as well as the different vending machines that are available in our University Union and on campus. Your university ID, as I mentioned, you would get that at our University Ticketing and Information Center on campus. So that, if you will be on campus for this spring, you can go pick that up with no charge for your first ID. You can do that starting now when the UTIC is open. They are open until 4:30. Tomorrow they have some later hours until 8 p.m., but you can go there during the day to get your picture taken and get your ID printed. And then it'll be important to have that as you go forward. Keep in mind too, when you go there, we also have a special swag bag that you can pick up. So if you will be on campus for this spring, be sure to go get your university ID. Another area that I wanted to just talk about being in student life. So the different areas that we can support you in student life. Our professional staff, we're happy to get you connected on campus. We can talk through any of the questions that you may have as well. Our student ambassadors that you'll be meeting shortly are happy to talk about their experiences, what they know about campus, how they can also get you connected. Our Good Times Programming Board, our student board who put on events for students by students. So watch for different events that are put on throughout the semester, not only for in-person, but also virtual. And if you will be remote for this semester, we have some where we could be able to ship you some supplies to stay engaged. Student organizations, we have over 130 of them on our college campus, and the involvement you can find on our directory of student orgs that's listed right here. You can check out our big list of orgs to see what we have on campus and who you can contact about getting involved with them. And if you find that we don't have a student org for something that you're interested in, all you need to do is find a few other people and that we can get you connected with a hopeful advisor to get you starting up with a student org in due time. And finally, service. So it's important to do service in our community. We have a website called QGB that we use as our online hub to be able to find community service that's available in the area that you can get connected with. So if you're looking for service opportunities, it's just one click away. All right, that also was the quick nitty-gritty of student life, the University Union. If you have questions for me, feel free to drop those in the chat. I'll be sticking around here so you can drop those in whenever, because next we're going to be moving to our time with our university student ambassadors and breaking up into some small groups so you get to know them a little bit better and they get to know you a little bit better. So next what I want to do is introduce them so they can introduce themselves and a little bit more about them before we break up into the small groups. So Nick, Yer, and Asia, feel free to unmute and turn on your cameras so we can get to know you a little bit better here. Welcome. All right, so if we could start, Asia, you're on the left side of my screen. So we'll start with you. Just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been a UWGB student, and so on.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Asia Rogers. I am in Chicago, Illinois right now. It's where I'm from. I am a senior studying theater with an emphasis in musical theater and have minors in accounting and dance. And yeah, you'll see me in a lot of performances. I play clarinet. I'm in a lot of different student organizations. I'm in Black Student Union, Alternate Theater, Anime Club. I'm a student ambassador. So yeah.
Wonderful. We'll pass it to Nick.
Alrighty. My name is Nick. I am a senior here, and I'm majoring in democracy and justice studies with a criminal justice emphasis and a minor in psychology. And I'm originally from Eagle, Wisconsin, which is like about 2 hours south of here. It's in Waukesha County. And yeah, I mean, I'm on the, as I guess Asia talked about all the different clubs and stuff that she's in. So I don't really have much to compare to that, except that I'm on the Ultimate Frisbee team. That's about it. And I'm an ambassador, that too, but that's kind of a given.
Thank you, Nick. And next, Yer.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Yer, and I am from Green Bay, so don't have to go too far. Yeah, so I am a senior in the elementary education program here. I am expecting to graduate this December, so I'm super excited. I'm not involved in too much club, but to the main organization that I'm involved on campus, besides being a student ambassador, is student government. And then so on that, I'm on the equity and diversity committee, and then the other one that I'm on is the SASU. So I'm one of their executive board members. So kind of sitting on the making lots of high decisions there. But yeah, it's quite a wonderful experience for me so far.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for all three of you sharing. Next, what we're going to do is just break you up into two rooms. So Nick and Yer, I have that you will be in one room and Asia will be in another, and it's just randomly assigned as far as who's in the room with you. But this will be an opportunity to get to know who's exactly here with us tonight, their interest in UW Green Bay, and you can share your knowledge about what you know about UW Green Bay and help inspire. All right, so I am going to be starting the rooms in just a second here. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to start the room, send you off, and then I am going to bring you back at, let's look at this again. So I'll bring you back at about 6:45. So I will give you a little message letting you know exactly when you'll be coming back so you don't get too caught off guard by getting jumped from the room again. All right. Enjoy, everyone.